Welcome to my channel. Your tutor Mariam is here. It's the 60th video of Introductory Physics 1 and the 22nd video that I'm going to talk about the laws of motion. That is the fifth subject of Introductory Physics 1. In this video, I'm going to solve another example about two blocks that connected with a rope, and I want to find the acceleration of the system and tension in the rope. If you are new to Introductory Physics 1 and like to learn more, hit the subscribe button and like for more. You ready? Let's get started. Here I have two blocks with a mass of m1 and m2, and the coefficient of kinetic friction between two blocks is 0.2. Two blocks connected with a rope, and I need to find the acceleration of the system and also tension in the rope. Let me draw the free body diagram for M2 and M1. So for M2, what I have is the gravity, right? It's M2 times G is going to be the normal force. That guy going to be the tension in the rope. I'm going to show it as T. And also there is a friction force. I'm going to show it as F1, F1K. So the friction force is always going to be the opposite of the motion. So if two blocks moves in the positive direction, my friction force is going to be in the negative direction. So let me draw the same things for M1 here. It has a gravity, it's going to be M1G. It has a normal force. It has F, right? There is a tension force, tension in the rope, and also there is the friction force, right? So look at these two guys right here, this tension in the rope. These two are equal, right? Because technically it's the same rope, right? Now let me write down the second Newton's law for M2 and M1 in X and Y direction. So for M2 in X direction, second Newton's law gonna be T minus F1K equal to M2 times acceleration, right? And in the Y direction is gonna be N minus M2 times G equal to M2 times acceleration, right? You should know that that's gonna be 0, right? Because acceleration is 0 because there is no movement in Y direction, right? So then my N is gonna be equal to M2 times G, right? Now let me write down the second Newton's law for M1 in X direction. So it's gonna be F minus T minus F1K equal to M1 times acceleration, right? And in the y-axis is going to be N minus M1 times G equal to 0 for the same reason I explained above, right? So then my N gonna be equal to M1 times G. Let me call it as N1. And also here is gonna be N2, right? Now here I have equation 1 and equation 2, right? Based on equation 1 and equation 2, I can find the acceleration and also tension, right? But the problem is in equation 1 and equation 2, I don't know acceleration, and also I need to find the tension, right? So it's like I have one equation with two unknown variables, right? But if you look at these two equations together, then you will see you have two equations with two unknown variables, right? I think by now you got it, right? You have two equations, unknown variable. You need to find the variable from one equation, substitute it in the second one, and you can find the variable, right? Let me show you what I mean. So here I have two equations for M1 and M2. So I'm going to find T from this equation, and then I'm going to substitute it in equation 2. So T from here going to be M2 times A plus F2K, right? Now I'm going to substitute equation 3 in equation 2. So 3 in 2 gonna be f minus f1k minus m2 times a plus f2k equal to m1a, right? Now here I need to find F1K and F2K, which are the friction force. So my F1K here gonna be mu times N1. That is equal to mu M1 times G, right? I found N1 in the previous slide. So mu is 0.2, M1 is equal to 5, and acceleration is 10, right? So my F1K gonna be 10 newtons. Now let's calculate it for F2K. My F2K gonna be mu times N2. So it's gonna be mu times M2 times G. And that's gonna be equal to 0.2 times 3 times 10. So that's going to be equal to 6 newtons. Now I'm going to substitute all variable I have in this equation that I'm going to call it as equation 4. So from equation 4, what I have for F is 20 minus my F1K is 10 minus my M2 here is 3 times acceleration plus my F2K is 6 newtons. My M1 is 5 kilograms and I don't know the acceleration, right? So if I do the math, here is going to be 10 minus 3a minus 6 going to be equal to 5a, right? So then it's going to be equal to 4.8a. Then my acceleration gonna be half. That's gonna be my acceleration, meter per second square, right? Now I have the acceleration, I can find the tension. I'm gonna substitute this in equation 2. In equation 2, what I had is T minus F2K equal to M2A, right? I just rewrite equation 2 here. So now I'm going to substitute acceleration to find T, correct? So my M2 gonna be 3, acceleration is half, plus my F2K, that is 6, right? And that's going to be equal to 7.5, right? And these two gonna be my final answer. I hope you find this video helpful. If you like my video, hit the like button and I'll see you in the next video.